You know, what I like about those two guys in particular, they're very upbeat. They really enjoy playing with each other, and I thought they both were instrumental in today's game. I think the biggest difference, our bench was very, very good today. We had 18 points from Jaquan, but also 7 crucial points from James Palmer, and then Ivan Cruz-Uceda had a good game as well. Our defense in the second half was the difference. In the first half, they shot 48% overall and 40% from three. In the second half, 31% overall and 30% from three and 54% from the foul line. So that kind of defense, I think, is what separated us when the score was 48 all. They didn't get as many easy baskets had they gotten throughout the game. Our defense tightened up, and we finished strong offensively. We made all our free throws. We were 24 for 28 from the foul line. And we kept them off the foul line. They're a team that normally shoots 27 free throws, and they were 11 for 18. So that's a third less. And that's really important to our defense, to keep people off the foul line.
Jim, you were getting to the rim, but the ball wasn't going down, especially early. Just one of those days, or what?
A lot of missed layups.
Yeah. The good news is we ended up scoring 77 points. We could have had 90. But the games we've played in conference play have been much slower than this one. So a little bit of an adjustment. I think our guys are more comfortable in that 75 to 85 point range. And I thought our defense still kept them in the 60s. So it's a good home court win.
How much of the prep for this game involved making sure the team wasn't looking ahead to Monday night, or was the team kind of
None. Didn't mention Duke. These guys know everybody in our league is good. We talked about the talent that Wake Forest has and the job that Danny Manning has done building his program. They beat us last year at their place. They outran us. And we needed to be sure we understood we were going to have to outrun them this year.
Do you see anything with Sheldon in the second half, when he comes through?
Yeah, I'm not sure why that is. I think part of it is his own personality. I don't have a lot of experience with professional boxing, but I've heard them talk about how boxers kind of feel each other out in the first couple of rounds. I think that kind of is what Sheldon does. He kind of gets a sense of what's going on in the first half and where his opportunities might come. But what really helps him is when we're defending like we were in the second half, the ball's not going through the basket, and he can get into the open court. That play he made where they had 2 guys running for it, and it was going to be a backcourt violation. He didn't have to run. He could have let them pick up the ball, then it was going to be our ball. But his eyes light up when he sees an opportunity to outrun people and use his speed, and he just split the 2 of them, knocked it down, tried to get a layup or a dunk. They fouled him. He makes 2 free throws. So that kind of speed is such a great asset.
Tanya played a physical, good game tonight without getting in foul trouble.
Yeah, that was key.
How important?
You know, Devin Thomas, I think he's in the top 10 in the country in free throw attempts. So it's very easy for him to get the other big man in foul trouble. And he's done that in league play several times already. But Tanya is a very, very smart and fundamentally sound defender. And I was just concerned that he got hurt at one time to start the second half because he's so valuable to us.
Can you talk about his improvement in that area? About, a couple of years ago, he was very foul prone, and how he's improved that.
Oh, it was his freshman year.
Freshman year, yeah.
Freshman year, he fouled Kenny Kaji, Reggie Johnson, and Julian Gamble every time they caught the ball. I mean, every time. I said, "You do know you're fouling." "No, I'm not." Yeah, you really are.
What was the injury? You couldn't tell from the other end of the court. What was it? Did he hit his foot, or what was it?
He was a little tired. No, I don't know. I didn't even ask him. I just asked him if he's okay.
Serious, obviously.
I don't know. We'll probably find out tomorrow. A lot of times, like Tanya showed up yesterday for practice. His thumb was bothering him, and he had no idea why. You know, that happens a lot in sports. You know, you get hit in a certain place, and during the game, you have so much adrenaline running through you, it doesn't bother you at all. But then the next day, it's like, what in the heck happened?
Do you have thoughts on Duke Monday?
Yeah, that's my next question.
Whenever I think of Duke, I think of Coach Mike Krzyzewski and the incredible job he has done. I've said this over and over again. There's not a single coach in the history of the game like him. He is the corporate head coach of America. And he's the winningest coach in college basketball history. He coaches our national team. He's been able to recruit McDonald's All-Americans. Last year they win the national championship. They lose Quinn Cook, Tyus Jones, Justice Winslow, and Jahlil Okafor. And you say to yourself, oh man, they lost the 4 best players. They're going to have to rebuild. And all they do is replace them with Derek Thornton, a high school McDonald's All-American. Brandon Ingram probably, if he goes pro, will be first or second player chosen. Chase Jeter, Luke Kennard, all these great players. So when you face Duke, you know you're going to face a great coach with great talent.
When you took this job, you said one of the reasons was you wanted to test yourself against the Mike Krzyzewskis and stuff. How energized do you get for these kind of games? How motivated do you get for it? I know it's all
No, what
important, but
what I said was when I was trying to figure out if I hadn't been offered the job yet, but if I was offered the job, would I actually take it? And I was talking to my son Jay, who's an assistant coach with the Boston Celtics, and he said, "You really have to take the job. Do you know how much fun it is to compete against Carolina and Duke?" And I said to him, "It's only fun if you win. I got to figure out if we can actually compete. Can we recruit well enough to compete against those guys?" So I know our guys will be very fired up, and I think the crowd should be very fired up for us to play Duke on Monday night. It's called Big Monday on ESPN.
Do you think your players got the message from the song, Don't Worry, Be Happy?
I think the message beforehand is trying to encourage them, but they're probably not happy until the game is over and they know they've won.
how did that go? You just played the song and said, listen to this song, or what?
Oh, no. What we did is we talked about the importance of cheering for each other, caring about your teammates, and not feeling stressed out about the game or about the way you played if you missed a shot or you made a mistake, and for your teammates not to get on you if you make a mistake, not to complain, but to actually cheer for you and clap for your mistakes. Don't worry about that. Get that past you. So we played the song Don't Worry, Be Happy yesterday, but the pregame song was Happy by Pharrell Williams. And we played it a little bit after the game, too, because it's probably a little more fun after the game.
Did you feel that it was just kind of something they needed after that road trip?
You mean after 3 road games, we got in at 5 o'clock in the morning on on Thursday morning? I'm sorry?
They needed to be reminded of fun and they're happy?
Yeah. We've tried to express to them throughout the season that they've got the greatest opportunity. They've chosen an ACC school. It's the greatest league in college basketball, in our opinion. They've chosen a great academic institution. You're going to get a great education if you work in the classroom. You're with other guys who love the game as much as you do. And you're with a bunch of coaches that all they care about is helping you succeed as a person, as a player, and as a student. And it doesn't get any better than that. It's never going to be like this ever again in their lives. You all know what it's like in the real world, where business, where the competition is different. They want to outdo you. These guys need to pull together to be the best they can be. Thank you, everybody. Have a nice weekend. We'll see you Monday.
See you Monday.